Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.
trustee meeting open at 4:31. Thank you, Pam. Introductions. Dave Short on my right. Darius Thompson is joining us. He is stuck in traffic at the moment.
Microphones.
Thank you.
He's on your left.
I had to fix my my mic, Darius. Sorry.
Okay. No worries.
So Darius Thompson is joining us via phone for the moment. He's stuck in traffic.
You might have to turn him up a little bit so the microphone can pick him up.
We'll join in person.
All right. And Dave Short is on my right.
You know what? Here.
Okay.
That way.
Okay. We had to fix the phone. Dave helped me.
Gotcha.
Public comment. Next item on the agenda. There's no one here, so there is no public comment. Approval of the minutes for our October 17th meeting. I have one change. Page 2, line 64, if you read down there after the word office, the word should be before. I think he just got a nervous finger there, and there's an A before, so the word should just be before. So that should be changed. Any other changes that anybody noticed to the minutes?
No, other than what you identified, no, none.
All right, then I would make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I wasn't here, so.
Oh, okay,
Right.
I forgot.
Yeah, he was.
I apologize, I forgot. Okay, the minutes are approved with the amendment. Thank you.
I was coming on Wednesday that week.
I remember you told me that, yeah. Update on the no dog sign. I just left this on the agenda. Has there been any other feedback? Darius, have you gotten any other feedback since we've put that on there? I have not.
No, I have not received any at all. Other than, a thank you that was so noted or mentioned our last meeting.
Dave?
Doug Eastman.
It was on the community Facebook page and got kind of blasted, but it's just noise.
Well, I know it was. I was told that. I was also told that at the Halloween gathering that was down there, put on by the rec department, it was stated that it was a family gathering, and there were dogs down there, and people had said something to the dog owners, and they replied that it was a family gathering, and so the dogs were there. So,
Well, we've pretty much done all we can do.
exactly.
And if there's no enforcement mechanism, that's all we can do.
Exactly.
So,
I know that both of those were on the forum. So, but Darius,
at least
thank you again, and I wholeheartedly believe that we should keep those there.
yeah.
Unless the town changed the ordinance, I mean, it's a town ordinance. And again, I've stated this publicly, and I am a dog owner. I get it. I would love to take my dog Sylvie down in the park, but they're not allowed in any park in the town of Exeter, as noted and posted and signed. So it just would be nice for people to pay attention, and we can just remind them. But
Agreed. Okay. The The next item on the agenda, and again, it's a placeholder, is the turnaround. I know that I had sent you guys, I forwarded you the email that I received the beginning of the week about attending the select board meeting on Monday, the 20th. They're going to talk about the turnaround and any other items for Swasey Parkway. I did hear from Darius. He is going to be able to be there. Dave, would you be able to attend that?
I should be able to.
Okay.
I'd love to see what the conceptual is for that turnaround prior to the meeting, though. It'd be good not to go in there blind.
Yeah. I don't know at this point.
Can we request it? Or is there even one?
I think there may be one, but I'm not 100% sure. So, I think I
think as a courtesy, they should provide it. Or somebody should.
Well, I don't have an answer for you on that one.
Yep.
So, I think that right at the moment, I have a conflict. I'm going to hopefully get that squared away tonight, so I would let everybody know first thing in the morning if I can be there on Monday. But we've been invited, so I would like to see us go as a board if you can make it. I'll send you a reminder. How's it? So that's the news on the turnaround, and I'm not sure. I know Nico contacted me today. He's got a couple of things going on tonight that he may not be able to pop in or not. If he does pop in, we can ask him and see if he has anything on it.
Oh, yeah, he's in a meeting downstairs right now.
Correct. The tree donation, I know we talked about this at last month, but Dave, thank you for getting those spotted in place.
Yep.
And I would like to open that up if anybody else would like to make any tree donations. I know that we have some other areas where we've taken some trees out. So I think anybody that would like to donate a tree, we can accept it as long as we kind of look at the variety, the species, and say yes or no to it. So,
are there any species in particular that or can it be any tree?
No.
Right, there has to be a certain size.
It depends on location, and basically, it depends on location, what we'd want to see there.
All right.
Want to have a relatively clean tree if possible,
We did take out a couple of trees a couple of years ago across from the pavilion. One of them was a Bradford pear that had split, and I think the other one was a maple that also had some challenges to it.
Oh, it was a Crimson King, I think, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Or it was a Norway variety.
I think it was a Norway. I don't think it was a Crimson King. I think it.
But Norway's, you can't grow in the state anymore, and pears, we don't want them.
Right. So, to put a shade tree back over there would be good. When we get down to tree pruning, we have that ash over by the block building that needs to come down. So, we're going to have some spaces that we can put a tree back in.
So I guess a better question, based upon the different locations where we would hope to have trees replanted or replanted, should we provide a list of potential trees that would do well in those respective locations?
Well, before we go through that work, let's see if anybody's interested in donating.
So the better thing is, if anyone's interested in donating a tree, contact us, the trustees, or the tree committee. Yes?
Yeah, tree committee would-
And then we can have different spots that may provide the options that would be a suitable tree for the different locations.
And actually, the
Correct.
tree committee would probably be the avenue to go through and then have them bring it to us.
Or if someone,
Because I think they're probably actively soliciting donations already.
right,
And as part of their solicitation, they could present Swasey as an alternative for a location.
and if someone were to contact us, we would direct them back to the tree committee.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job.
All right.
And,
Yeah, they have.
and it helps them keep score then too for the Tree City program and all that, because it's points based and a lot of it's based on new trees, care of existing trees, all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
Gotcha. All right. Next item again is a placeholder, but I would hope that we could do this in the spring. Is the planting along the fence behind the Harris Center?
We got to decide what we want to put there.
Well, again, we can look at what the original plan was. The Harris Center wasn't there. I think the tree committee has talked about trying to use more native trees or native shrubs. I don't think we need a lot of plant material back there. I think we just need to pick some plant material to put in there and make sure it's available.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and, I know we've talked about this before, but I would like to be able to purchase it from Stratum Circle if it's available.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and we'll of course make part of that a donation too.
because I think maybe 3 or 4 plants in there, but when we're talking trees too, maybe a hydrangea tree in there would be somewhere along that fence would be, I think that that's a tree. Some people may not, but I think if we have the space for one, maybe that would be nice, although I want to be cognizant of the pollinators that it might bring in with the kids playing there too. So
Yeah, we can't. That's far enough away that
it should be,
yeah, that I wouldn't run scared from that.
so, all right. Yeah, hopefully we can get that squared away so we can do that in the spring.
Sounds good.
Now, next item is tree pruning. So, like I said, I know that ash tree, we've talked about taking that down, but it was very wet in there.
I thought we were going to hope that the ground froze this winter.
Well, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any other ones that need to come down at the present time, but there's probably some pruning that we might want to take a walk through, or just, I know, Dave, you've walked through there with Will.
Yeah.
So if there's anything else that, should be pruned for a safety issue, we should probably get that done.
Well, I could contact Will and say, I mean, he and I did that walk. He went in there and did some work.
Yep.
and he got what he considered to be obvious, either hazards or tree health issues addressed. So maybe just talk to him again and say, well, when you were in there, like I know one thing that he wanted to do, but with the construction going on, he couldn't, was those birch over by the pump house.
Yep.
Because, they had all their equipment there and people were working and stuff like that. So that's something that probably needs to be addressed, because the tops of one or two of them are pretty bad.
So if that's to be the case, it should happen relatively soon.
Because it's
given they're getting ready to come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got an email yesterday. So it looks like construction is going to restart December 14th. So
I'll get a hold of Will.
So I think they're going to mobilize. I'm not 100% sure what day the 14th is, but I think they're trying to mobilize somewhere around the 11th. I think is if I recall that. I apologize. I made this agenda out way in advance.
Yeah.
trying to make sure I got it out in time.
The 11th will be on a Monday.
So yeah. So I think the 11th was the mobilization date, with hopes that they would have the drill in place and all by December 14th, excuse me.
Well, that means the parkway will be available for the annual holiday parade.
Right.
Which is good.
So I don't know if he could get in there before that, or if he would wait till after that.
I'll talk to him.
I don't know. I know there's a meeting. I think it's on the 5th, construction meeting, which I would plan on going to. I don't know what the time frame is at this point. I'm sure they'll talk about that then. And then there'll be some landscaping that's going to be done once that project is done. I think that a contractor had already been picked before, and I know that there's a Crimson King maple that they are supposed to be taking out also, that's across from the pump station.
Right.
So I should have more on that at our next meeting.
Okay.
The landscape maintenance bid, we opened those. We had 3 bids. 2 were very close. One was way more expensive than the others. Jonathan, All Natural Landscaping, had put a bid in, and then we had another bid from a local person, Kyle Taylor Enterprises. They were relatively close, but Jonathan came in a little bit less, and Dave and I voted to go with Jonathan again. So, and I will contact him on that.
I have no issues with that. I wasn't here.
That brings us down to other business. The only other thing that I have that we talked about at the last meeting was the grub control and fertilization of the big turf area over at the Newfields end.
Yeah.
The crows are in there really digging it up and all. So I did have that treated and a starter fertilizer put on that. I did talk with Christine about that. We had this situation 3 years ago, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, and that's what we were allowed to do then. So I had talked to her, and she said if that's what we did the last time, we could do that this time. So Biospray went in right before it rained, treated with Dilox, and then put a starter fertilizer on there. So,
Shouldn't be too much runoff that goes anywhere, and it should have been absorbed.
well, correct.
Right.
There wouldn't be, but we're within that 100-foot. Actually, that's not quite in that 100-foot buffer for the river.
Oh, it's gotta be, isn't it? Parts of it?
There are a couple of parts, yes. But where that was, that fertilization was used for a type of renovation, if you will, we were able to use that. And that starter fertilizer is not a high nitrogen
Right.
content.
Right.
So, so that's all I have. Anybody have anything else? Darius?
Other business, just going back to so if I remember one of the walks we did, we identified a tree that had to come out. Was that the where the drilling is going across, coming over to the parkway? Wasn't there a tree that we had an issue with?
That's the Crimson King.
That's
Okay, that's okay.
the Crimson
From-
King.
That's from the, all right, that's what,
Yeah.
okay, I was remembering that. And any of the other trees that are along the hill, those have been taken care of as far as things that are a safety issue behind the I call it the green building, block
The
building?
block building, yes. Yes.
So from a safety standpoint, we're good, with the exception of that one plant, that walkway that comes towards the pavilion. There's a multitude of plants that have kind of commingled together, or grown up together. Do we want to take that out?
Well, we've talked about taking some of that plant material out. Let's get some of the other things.
Okay, all right. Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. I still would like to pull a lot of that plant material.
Well, maybe if and when the bubbler gets put in or the water bottle filler gets put in someday, it can be done at the same time, because that's going to require a trench
Yep. Yep.
and do all the digging there at once.
That would be, yeah. Maybe we can incorporate all of that
Yeah.
at one point. Actually, mentioning the water bubbler, we did have the irrigation system blown out, and the irrigation leak that we fixed with a temporary type of fix was fixed. So
Okay. Is that something that's going to potentially happen again within the next year or 2 years?
hopefully not.
Okay.
Hopefully not. So
I guess the question I'm asking, do we need to start thinking or planning long-term to have that eventually replaced?
I'm not sure that we need to have the system itself replaced. The clock, the last time that we used the clock for a winterization, the clock didn't work very well, so we had to go to the junction boxes. So the clock the clock definitely should be replaced.
When was the last time the system was even run?
It's been 3 years.
Yeah, so
3 years, I think it is.
I mean, I'm not a fan of irrigation systems to begin with.
Well, the only part that's irrigated is across from the pavilion,
Right.
and that was put in years ago because they redid that entire area. Doug Eastman could probably give us a date because I think he was a trustee at the time. There's 7 zones. We ran it again. I think it was 3 years ago. We did some overseeding in there. And we ran it for that. But beyond that, we've really not run that system for the last 2 years. Last year there was a drought, so we didn't run it then. We didn't run it this year.
I just wouldn't put any money into it at the moment.
So no, I'm not saying that we need to put any money in it at the moment, but That turf area across from the pavilion is not great, but it does get a lot of use. So I think in order to make it, if we wanted to make it better and improve it, we would need to have the irrigation system, and we would need to have a better maintenance program on it.
Oh, yes.
So,
Yep.
There's just more for awareness that if an event that we need to use it, it's something that should be looked at and addressed so that it's there and available for future use if we're,
Right.
that part. That's all. I'm glad we didn't have to use it this year. I'm kind of would say that we had too much rain this year, but better than not enough rain.
yep. Dave, anything with anything you have?
No.
No? Okay.
Nope.
So that brings us down to the next meeting date. Dave, I know you asked about meeting in December. We normally have not been in December.
Yeah, I completely forgot, but I'm having trouble remembering meetings anyways.
I would like to make a motion that we do not have a meeting in December, if there's a motion needed.
No, we've never had a motion on that.
Okay. Well, I will withdraw the comment then.
So we would be in January. That third Wednesday is January 17th, 2024. That would be our next meeting date
At 5 o'clock.
at 5 o'clock. Yes.
I'll try to remember this. Well, that one's easy to remember.
Wednesday's a little tricky for me, but
It's when you start changing the day and the time, and I don't look at the agenda closely.
no, it's not that. It's just for me, 4:30 is tricky, but
Okay. Well,
so be it.
that's all right. We managed to make it through it.
I know you had a quorum, so we're good.
All right. So the next meeting will be on January 17th, 2024, 5 p.m.
4:58, I make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned, 4:58 p.m.
Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.